Look at all those green fluffy thingies in our backyard. It's like we have a small jungle growing, and my window's really dirty. Good morning, guys. I'm making donuts today. Before I start making my donuts, I am organizing. This was all one big clutter of stuff, so I organized it. That way all the labels are facing outwards. That way all you have to do is just kind of skim through, and then the labels are right there when you need it. All the bigger stuff is where the bigger stuff, and all the plastic things are with the plastic things, and all these things are with those things, and then all those things are with those things, and then all of those things are with those things, and then this one, all the round stuff is with the round stuff, and then that's just whatever accessories, I guess you could say. And now I think I'm gonna move on to this masterpiece, because we got cans up there, cans over there, boxes, rice or something like that, cans mixed with other random stuff, so that needs to be fixed. And then I'm gonna go to Walmart and get my stuff for the donuts. The reason why this all started is because I went in here looking for cinnamon, and it was in there, but my OCD kicked in as soon as I opened up the cupboard. So once I found the cinnamon, I set that down, and then I went to work. And George cleaned the fridge. Oh yeah, that's exactly how it should look. It's just like it's on a commercial. Freezer, on the other hand, that's a whole different story. Hello, so I just came back from Walmart. Oh man, I'm out of breath. I just came back from Walmart, got all the stuff that I need, and I think I'm gonna start opening up, not opening up, but starting a playlist of like all my baking videos. Yeah, that way you guys can find, if you're interested in finding the recipes or whatever, then I'll just have a separate playlist for them. Especially if you guys like watching me do these types of videos. If you want me to do stuff like this, like baking, and then yeah, write in the comments, and I have no problem doing like a baking video every Sunday or something like that. I can do it so it's more like in-depth, so like I can walk you through the steps and stuff like that. Okay, so I just put together 1 tablespoon of yeast, and then a quarter cup of water, and then now I'm just gonna let that sit until it becomes kind of has a nice thick foam on top of it, and then I'm gonna add all the eggs and flour and whatever else to it. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for the yeast to go all foamy on me, I'm gonna cut up my apples for my apple fritters. That way they're ready for when the time comes, and yeah. Oh yeah. Best invention ever made. So as you saw, I cored 2 apples, and then I peeled them, and then after that I just cut them into like quarter-size pieces, just divvied them up. The 2 apples, that should be enough. I'm doing 3 different types of donuts out of the same dough. I'm gonna, well, I think that's what I'm gonna do. That's the plan in my mind. I'm gonna do apple fritters, chocolate dip, possibly maple dip, and then just your regular old honey dip out of the dough that I make. So yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully I should be able to get 18. That's what the recipe says, that I should get 18 donuts out of this. So, okay guys, I just finished, I put the dough together. I put in milk, eggs, sugar, salt, and flour, and I just put it in there, and now I have the dough resting in a greased, it says bowl, but we don't have an extra bowl, so pot. And so I'm gonna let that rest until it rises. And by the way, the link to this recipe will be down in the description, that way you guys have it. So the dough is finished rising. I just put it in the oven, cover it at like the lowest possible heat that it can go on, just to help it rise a bit faster, kind of do like a proofer effect, I guess you could say. So yeah, so the dough is rised. It took about 45 minutes to rise. Now that it's at the point, I'm gonna roll it out, and I'm gonna cut a section of it off, because I'm gonna do half of them in apple fritters. I'll roll it out, and it has to be about a 1/2 inch thick. Okay, so until it's about that thickness, give or take. So now I'm gonna cut in half, and then I'll do my apple fritters, and then I'll do the regular yeast donuts after I do my apple fritter. So I just melted a little bit of, I'm gonna go get my tripod. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. So I melted some butter just a little bit, just like a couple of tablespoons. Nothing too drastic. So I'm just gonna coat. I'm gonna coat the butter over top of the dough that I've cut in half for the apple fritters, and then yeah, I'll show you the rest. So I'm just gonna give it a nice light coating of butter. Just like that. I'm going to get my apples. So I got some cinnamon and nutmeg, and I'm going to sprinkle it over the top. So nutmeg first, because I have to find the cinnamon. Like that, and then I'm going to get the cinnamon in. And then I'm just going to sprinkle that all around. Like so. Then I'm gonna just, gosh, got so much stuff everywhere, and then I'm just gonna put the apples on top, just spread them out kind of variously. Don't be afraid to get too shy with the apples. No, not too shy with the apples, because they're apple fritters and they're supposed to be, well, apple fritters. So anyways, yeah, then I'm gonna roll it out. I don't really have a set plan for this. I'm just kind of making it up as I go. So basically what I did was I took the dough like you saw it laid out, and then I just flipped it over in half, kind of like a, I don't know, like a panzerotti, if that's what you want to call it. And yeah, so now I'm going to cut it up into various just like squares, divvy it up, and then I'm going to set them on the tray for them to sit and rise a little bit more, and then I'll fry them once I get all the other donuts cut up. I'm also, not to mention this, I'm also dicing up the apples as they're in the thing, just to give them a little bit more of a finer chop to them. That way there's not just big hunks, and I'll actually make more apples come out. I have no idea what this is. I just found it in the cupboard, and it seems to be doing the trick so far, so hopefully it goes on. Oops, doing that. Okay, and then I'm gonna refold it back in, just like so. And then voila! So the apples are all diced inside, and then I folded it back out, and then now I'm going to cut them out into sections. How many I'm going to get, I don't really know. I'm just kind of making it up as I go. So I cut them into just kind of various shapes, and I got 7, 8, 3, 6, 7, yeah, 8. So actually that worked out perfectly, because that was the number I was hoping I was going to get. So awesome. Anyway, so yeah, that's what they look like after they are done. And then now I'm going to get cutting to the normal, just, you know, regular donut shaped donuts, if I can find the proper cutter for them. If not, I'll probably just do the same thing, just kind of cut them up in various shapes. And okay, so I cut out all my other donuts, and to get these circular ones, I just used, I used the 1 cup measuring cup to make like a stamp, and then I cut it out using a pizza cutter, just to kind of give me a line. So that's how I got those ones. And I mean, you can obviously buy donut cutters or like actual stamps, but they didn't have any of those at Walmart when I went, and there wasn't any kitchen stores nearby to go to, so so I just used what I had and it worked out fine. So I managed to get 22 donuts out of what I have. I'm gonna reset the oven back to like the lowest heat. I had it around 200. It just needs to be a very light heat, just something to kind of give them a little bit of a oomph for rising. We've had the windows open all day, so it's definitely colder in here, so they need a warmer spot to rise and to proof up. So so now I have the donuts frying, obviously, and I'm going to turn down the oil because I'm going to be burning these things. So you want them to be about that color on either side, and then you just flip them. It doesn't take very long. It's about 30 seconds each, really. It's not that long at all. It's barely a minute. And then yeah, I've just been transferring them over onto the drying rack, and yeah, I'll do the same. And then the apple fritters and everything else is still in the oven, and I'll pull them out once I'm done with this batch. So this has been successfully fried. I'm just working on making the glaze. Okay guys, so here is the final product of my donuts. I didn't end up doing any maple or chocolate or anything like that. It was just, there was too much commotion anyways by the time I was going to start that, between dinner being cooked and stuff like that. So I didn't do that, but I did my apple fritters like you saw. Oh wait, for it to focus. I did the apple fritters, and then I did plain honey dip with whipped cream in the center. That's what we're famous for at my bakery back home. And then I did just plain cinnamon sugar donuts, because that's my all-time favorite ever since when I was a kid. So yeah, like I said, I will put the link for this recipe in the description. It's not the exact same one that we use at the bakery. Obviously I can't give that away because it's top secret. Still a really good recipe, like really good. So yeah, you guys should definitely attempt to make it if you're into baking like I am, because you won't be disappointed if you love donuts. Right, Sydney, you've been waiting ever so patiently for a donut, haven't you? Yeah, I know you have. Okay, I'm gonna go relax. Actually, I'm gonna transfer these onto a table and clean up a little bit, so not onto the table, onto a plate. Sydney! Okay guys, that's it for today. Like I said before, if you guys want to see me do more of these baking videos, but make them more of like instructional based, let me know, comment in the box. I have no problem doing it. Hope you guys had a great day, and all the moms out there, hope you girls had a fantastic Mother's Day day. That doesn't make any sense. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new, and share it if you want to, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, guys. I'm out.